Joining us now, Mark Furnish, who is a criminal and a civil litigator. Great to have you on board with us. And Eric Yaverbaum is still standing by here with his thoughts as well. So let me ask you, given what we are hearing now, there are those who are concerned about this as a rush to judgment. We've got the front page of the New York Post saying this is Trayvon hoodwink, saying that the tragedy has been hijacked by race hustlers. That's the quote that the New York Post is playing up today. And this whole thing is becoming so highly politicized. And given that atmosphere, the highly charged nature of it, what are your thoughts as the Justice Department considers whether or not this has the elements for bringing a hate crime charge against Zimmerman, knowing that some information has been leaked at this point talking about a scuffle that took place, allegedly?
Well, the leaking of the information is less problematic than the nature of the law itself.
Right.
I mean, it's a very recent law. It was only passed in 2009, and it was passed in reaction to the Matthew Shepard.
This is the Stand Your Ground law.
No, this is the federal hate crime law.
The hate crime law. I thought you were talking about the other one in Florida.
Well, forget about that because we're talking about the Department of Justice now. So
yeah.
The law was passed in 2009 in response to the Matthew Shepard killing. It's a novel law. It's a controversial law, and most importantly, it's a largely untested law because it's never been addressed by any federal appeals court. And conventional wisdom holds that hard cases make bad law. So given that this is such a charged case, it probably isn't an ideal vehicle for testing the limits of this very novel statute, and I can elaborate on that if you want me to.
Tell me. Go ahead. Go forward.
Well, in passing the statute, Congress expressly recognized that state and local authorities are primarily responsible for prosecuting, and I'm quoting here, the overwhelming majority of violent crimes, end quote, including bias crimes. So in a case where the Sanford police have already found no probable cause for Zimmerman's arrest, and they've declined to press charges, if the feds go forward with this case, they'd open themselves to accusations that they're usurping local law enforcement prerogatives, and that could pose constitutional problems under the 10th and 13th Amendments. So, in other words, the feds would be intervening not because Florida and Sanford failed to investigate, but because they just don't like the results of that investigation. And that is arguably a very tenuous basis for invoking federal jurisdiction.
But, you know, what if, for example, the police there are still taking, you know, obviously this information that was leaked suggested that we've heard some details that we didn't know before. Maybe they're still trying to, you know, build their case. Maybe they're still working on putting the pieces together. It doesn't mean that Zimmerman's not going to be arrested.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, the point of the matter is that police need, for the protection of all of us, they need time to calmly, dispassionately, and deliberately investigate the facts, and they shouldn't be buffaloed into bringing charges or not bringing charges because of pressure from partisan outsiders who really don't know what happened that night. And that's for the protection of all of us, because if the shoe were on the other foot, I mean, people could theoretically clamor for vindication of a Caucasian victim just because the alleged perpetrator was black. And we don't want pressure that way or the other way. We want police to be able to do their job based on the evidence that they develop and the time to develop it, not to have people like Al Sharpton, who have no idea what the law is, no idea whatsoever, sticking his nose in there for reasons that are reasons of demagoguery.
What do you think, Eric, of the fact that the president stepped into this whole firestorm a few days ago, saying that Trayvon could have been his son? I mean, it raised it to a level that took it to a point that really helped fuel even more passions for people calling this a hate crime.
Well, yeah, if the President of the United States is going to be talking about a case, yeah, it's going to get elevated. But when Al Sharpton shows up, it gets elevated. And Al Sharpton shows up anywhere where he senses there may be the opportunity to elevate. All that said, I don't know. I wear hooded sweatshirts, too, at night. I'm in no rush to judgment whatsoever. I don't know all the facts. None of us know all the facts. I'm not going to get all the facts from the New York Post. It doesn't smell very good to me. It doesn't look very good to me. But I definitely don't know all the facts. And I don't think that there should be the type of pressure that's exerted on lawmakers to do anything until they know the facts. And then tell us the facts.
From your standpoint, though, at this point, the fact that this has become such a huge firestorm, is it possible for the police department there to be able to do a credible investigation, knowing that so much of this is being debated, discussed outside the investigation, and it's raising more tensions, and people are calling this an issue of race, etc. What does that do to the investigation? Does it compromise it in any of it in itself, or can they clearly stick to the facts as they know it and still continue to piece together an investigation that's going to be seen as not compromised?
It's theoretically possible, but some sort of prosecution, federally or in the state, is probably inevitable. It's probably a fait accompli. I mean, the state officials, in my view, have said all the right things, and they've cautioned that it's going to be a difficult case for state authorities to make, given the expansive self-defense rights in Florida. So they're paying lip service to that principle, and one would hope that they will do the deliberate investigation that's necessary. But practically speaking, this is a superheated environment. I read they're in Washington today lobbying.
They're taking
senators.
it to Congress. Yeah.
What do senators know about this? Nothing.
They're looking for some way to find justice to their, to help ease their pain. Obviously, we can't put ourselves in the shoes of the parents who are dealing with incredible emotional loss. At the same time,
prosecution isn't going to bring.
I hear you.
The child back, and they do have civil remedies in terms of a wrongful death suit, which, I mean, that's how justice was brought in the O.J. Simpson case, for example. So their hands aren't tied here. And I will add that this federal law, it's an ambiguous and a vague law because it's not clear as to whether race has to be the sole cause of the attack, the principal cause of the attack, or just one of several contributing factors. And because of what you called accurately the charged nature of this case, this is not a good case to test that law.
Do you think there's going to be a lot of pressure, though, on the Justice Department to do something because of the fact that it's been elevated so high, and particularly with the president stepping in?
I have a lot more. Having done this for a long time, I am still not cynical enough to doubt the Justice Department's integrity to that extent. I believe that they will sense the pressure from the administration and the members of Congress to bring charges here, but I believe that they will be deliberate and thorough in conducting the investigation. And from a practical standpoint, I think they'll be sensitive to the difficulties, both constitutional and evidentiary, of bringing a case under this law, and they'll be very reticent before charging in there to bring a case.
Do you think that the Florida PD, I mean, even though they, one can argue, of course, that they need to take their time to bring all the facts together, that they botched this from the beginning in the way they handled it?
Look, who am I to judge that? In my experience of doing this in 20 years, police aggressively try to make cases. They're not in the business of trying to exonerate defendants. And the standard for bringing the case is very low. It's probable cause. So you can bet that if they didn't bring this case, there are serious problems of proof in the case, and those problems likely have nothing at all to do with the victim's race.
But really quickly, again, on the other side of this, there are a lot of folks who are upset with the fact that it looks like efforts are being now to blame the victim, to go and, the fact that he had trace elements of marijuana in his book bag. I mean, those kinds of things are trying to, plant some seeds of doubt in the minds of the public about this young man who was unarmed and buying some Skittles at a candy store.
They're demonizing the suspect without his having been charged with anything, so it's a wash.
It's
It's not right in either case.
Right.
And people should back off, tone down the rhetoric, stop politicizing this for their own ends. It's just a case. It's a significant case. It's a tragic loss for the family, a tragic loss for the son, but it's a case. And it shouldn't be used by the president, by demagogues, or by anybody else for political means. We're playing with people's lives, and Zimmerman has a life to go forward with also. And crucifying him before there's proof or before there's an indictment is not going to redress the loss that this family has suffered, particularly when they have civil remedies available. Excuse me.
Well, you're very kind of you to join us to sip this all out with us and present your insights, because we have to look at this in a very fair and balanced way as much as we can, given the nature of what's going on. But even though we say all this, you and I both know reality says this is going to continue to be a highly politicized issue that's going to continue to draw headlines and raise temperatures overall.
But
Yeah.
even if it is, because I think what
Yeah.
you say is a great point. The
Yeah,
police,
yeah.
why did they not bring charges? There's something that we don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
here. But on the other hand, whatever it is that we don't know, if it becomes highly politicized and if it is a hate crime,
No.
it should be treated as such.
Absolutely, no question about that. All right. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you for
joining us.
having
We
me.
really
Appreciate
appreciate it
it.
very
Okay.
much.